Hey, this is Notser, and today I wanted to share a game in the 7.12 buffed Friedrich der Große, the Tier 9 German battleship. We are on the map Warrior's Path, and the build is on the screen. It's the same build that I use on my Große Kur first, with the exception of preventative maintenance. I will pick it up as soon as I have that 19th point. Don't have it right now. We are using the 420mm guns. You could use 406. And the buff was the following in 7.12. The 105mm high explosive shell for the secondary battery now has a penetration of 26mm. That's a nice improvement. That should help keep a consistent shell on the target all the time, secondary-wise. Main battery, 406mm. The reload is now 26 seconds. It was 28 seconds prior to the patch. And as far as the 420mm guns are concerned, they're blazing it all day at 29 seconds. It got a buff of 3 seconds. The base reload prior to 7.12 was 32 seconds. So it's a nice change. It's a noticeable increase to your damage per minute. But you need it, because the accuracy of the guns is terrible. So as I moved forward, I tried to do damage to the enemy cruisers and the battleships that were trying to line of sight with the southern island that is just to the southwest of Sea Point, and it was completely unsuccessful. So instead what I decided to do is contemplate, do I want to sail through the middle once again and break through, or do I sort of want to rotate slowly around Sea Point, into B Point, and then into A Point. There's only 2 DDs in this game, and we know for a fact one of them is right in front of us. With the other one, seemingly nowhere to be found. There's a good bet that that other DD is on the other flank. And yes, someone is capturing A Point and they haven't been revealed. So my assumption is absolutely there must be, and there is confirmation on the map, a DD at A. This is the only thing I have to worry about. The Henri is the only torpedo boat within half the map. So I take this opportunity to say to myself, I'm pushing forward. We're gonna push forward, and we're gonna take out the enemy Kaba. We're gonna take out the enemy Henri, the Bismarck, every single target. They're gonna go down. And I'm just trying to contribute against the enemy DD. It's not gonna be accurate, of course, but secondaries coupling with my main battery, it's an attempt. It's worth investing the shots. I see way too many people who are like, Kaba, it's not my problem, someone else's problem. Yeah, not really. Kind of need to focus fire on the DDs, take them out as soon as possible, and then think about something else. So as I'm pushing forward, I know I'm the most far forward, and oh yes! We almost kill this target, and I immediately... Focus fire, everyone fire at this guy, super low. He sets me on fire, I'm gonna allow it to burn. Not a big deal at this point, I'm just trying to reload once again. Now note this, we're reloading, he's holding his fire the gun right at the target's direction, and he drops off. It's just enough to take out the target, and the reload was just convenient enough to allow that window. Very close enough. Of course, the Bismarck wants to push forward. I've already pushed forward this gap, so the window is already my advantage. I'm going to continue to push forward. I don't know if the Bismarck or the Henri are using their hydroacoustic. I use mine in response just to see what's going on in enemy Republic. Enemy AFK Republic. Well, I don't really like this because he's going to hold me hostage. He's going to keep me forced spot. And here comes the torpedoes from the Henri. Hydro spots it. Don't want to make a mistake. I did set the Republic as my secondary focus, but I don't care about that ship right now. It's AFK. I want to take out the Henri. Take a little bit of chip damage from, I think, an enemy Rune or Moskva. And there's the enemy Henri. Hello there, Danny boy. Goodbye there, Danny boy. Oh, hopefully goodbye. Goodbye there, Danny boy. Secondary is still focusing on the target. Enemy Moskva is moving into an aggressive position behind the southern island at B, and I think we all know what the Moskva wants to do. He wants to angle his ship and force only myself to have the best possible angle to fire, while, basically high explosive and AP safe from everyone else. I'm not going to tolerate that. I don't care that there's an AFK Republic right next to me. My secondaries can do a great job against a stationary target. We could set fires, we could do everything we need to, and I know eventually the damage is going to be pretty good. So as the Moskva is moving into position, I am going to continuously, on cooldown, fire at his position, and I am opening myself up to return fire, but that's in an effort to keep my secondaries on the Republic until I can absolutely transition my guns for a single salvo and then go right back to the enemy Moskva. That Bismarck is sailing through B, through C, very crazily. Absolutely suicidal. But he's not my problem right now. My problem is this flank. Fire at the waterline. Easy, easy damage. There's nothing skillful about that shot. And our secondaries should be, yes, secondaries finish off the target. We can push forward. And this flank is completely ours. The other flank is completely theirs, though. So this was not a game where I felt completely confident in a win. I just was merely trying to dominate this side and then move and dominate the other side. And we will have the Moskva set as our primary. I was taking a quick peek to see the Bismarck, and clearly the enemy Bismarck's gonna die. He's right in front of a friendly Yamato, and he can't angle to avoid it. I think he's actually flooding out or on fire. Secondaries of the Zhao takes him out. Okay. Definitely embarrassing for a secondary battleship, but at least he went out on his own terms. That's better than, 20, 25 kilometers, long range, useless. So, pushing forward. We got an enemy rune. Looks like there might be a Montana on approach. I was super excited to fight a Montana. But as long as we have an enemy Moskva, I'm going to use my salvo against it. There's nothing else that's really priority at this point. And he's doing pretty good bow tanking. But it's going to fall at some point, because I'm not backing down. I'm going to rotate around him and eventually do a ton of damage. So he's going to leave something open. Maybe that friendly Moskva that's going through the B point area. Maybe he'll have a perfect broadside. He is just going to be in a bad position. And that's by design. I didn't want to give him a good position. And we get a little bit of a fire, which is nice. Friendly Yamato finishes him off. Nothing else is within detection. There's no DDs left on the map. I can be incredibly aggressive, plus I have a Shima, who will spot before I even have to worry about it. This is great. So, enemy rune, this rune that was on this flank, he totally ran away. Don't blame him. It was a lost cause at that point. A little bit of a broadside shot at near max range. I figure, why not take the shot? We've got the health, and we get a citadel. Couple penetration. Guy's buried alive. Friendly Yamato gets another kill. Didn't really earn that kill either, but the target's dead. Happy it happened. It's just funny that he did like maybe 1,000 damage. Maybe. Whereas I was able to do 25,000. So, happy about that salvo. Enemy Moskva is moving forward. The lead was inaccurate. Enemy Montana. That Montana is full life, by the way, south of A. I'm cool with it, though. I'm just going to angle against him and aggressively push forward. Why not? There's an enemy target that's showing a broadside. I could directly impact it. And I've got the armor to go toe-to-toe against Montana. I love pushing the tempo. I love that about the German battleships. I wish that that was a part of the meta. It's just not really existing in ranked or clan. It's too volatile. It's too dangerous. But in random, it's outstanding. Enemy Moskva backing up. Bow on. Surprise, surprise. I use my scout aircraft to get angle, but also to predict. And it looks pretty good. Oh! Just barely not enough to kill him. He's also healing. And my secondary is on my port side. Not enough angle to fire on the Montana, but that doesn't matter. I want to get the Musqueam. I don't care about farming 20,000 damage or 15,000 damage against Montana. I care about that 3,000 damage that could be the difference between winning and losing. Not in this instance, but that's how I look at these things, and we get to sit it out, we take them out. Awesome. Enemy Montana, ooh, aggressive play. My really fast reload is back up, and you'll be able to fire before the enemy can ever fire on you. It's really awesome. 15,000 damage, and at this point I'm like, oh, I'm a little too open, I think. His turrets are definitely traversing towards me, but unfortunately, the game is over, so Friedrich der Große, nice little buff. Still has that accuracy, though, so you need the reload to hit some shots. It can be frustrating to have that bad a dispersion sometimes. But overall, a nice buff. I love the change. I hope you enjoyed seeing it in 7.12. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you next time.